Oh, hello. I'm just waiting for the recording to catch up with me. There we go. All right. Hi. Hello. My name is Valorie, and this is Mini Magical Monday Manifestations. I'm unable to do the live broadcast. Well, this is live. I'm unable to do our regularly scheduled live broadcast with live studio audience today. But I did want to jump on and do a quick recording pull a couple of cards, and by a couple, I mean two, for this week to give us some guidance and some support. So take a deep breath in, breathing in all the things that you want, and slow exhale, letting go of anything you no longer need, bringing yourself into this present moment, and opening yourself up for guidance. Spirit, what do we, the collective, need to know for this week, starting October 20th, 2025? I've got my Light Seers Pocket Tarot. So we're doing mini Monday manifestations. We're going to pull one card from Tarot to give us some guidance and one card from one of our Oracle decks to give us some guidance. If you are watching this recording on YouTube, please go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. And also drop me a comment or a thumbs up. Let me know you've watched this video. All right, Spirit, what messages do we need from the Tarot? Give us guidance for this week. A lot of energies. It's going to be the best message for this group. All right, so we've got our card. Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords. Knights are the actionaries of the Tarot. Swords, communication, thought processes, air, the element of air. I like this particular knight in action because not only is he already running at quite a fast pace, but he's about to jump on that motorcycle and go even faster towards whatever his goal is. We see that he's an archer, so he's focused. He's got something in mind. He's going to hit his mark, and he's going to move there swiftly. And how is he going to still ensure accuracy? Because he's moving so quickly. How is he still going to ride a motorcycle and aim that bow and arrow and hit his mark? Because he's got helpers up above. Eagle eye view. He's got helpers that are helping him focus, stay true, pointing out things on the path ahead that he might not be aware of. Where are your helpers this week? We've all got them. We just don't call on them because we would rather play the victim and tell everyone, oh, woe is me. That's not you, is it? You want your helpers. You're calling on your helpers this week, aren't you? All right. Knight of Swords, what else do we need to know? Keywords: haste, streamlined decision-making, intelligence, wit, determination, saving the day, the pursuit of excellence, ambition, being assertive, and success. The keyword, key phrase: I move quickly to help others, and as I do, my dream expands. How can you help someone else this week and thereby also help yourself? Let's see. Are you bringing your belief and assertiveness to your situation? How determined are you to accomplish this, your goal? And to charge ahead with your quick thinking and strategic decision making. So what I'm getting is focus. We need to focus. We need to focus. And if we are unsure what to focus on, we need to call on our helpers in the sky to help give us clarity, a different perspective, so that we know exactly what we are trying to accomplish this week. And then we need to get our ass in gear. We need to stop doom scrolling. We need to get out into this big, wonderful world and do something that will move us into action, aligned action towards our goals. Swift, moving, decisive. The swords thinking is being very decisive and focused with your thoughts this week. All right. And now let's quickly move to an oracle card, and then we will wrap it up for this week. Thank you for watching my recording. Be sure to check out my website, Tarot Unicorns and Coffee. We have a Tarot class, Tarot Mastery class over the minor arcana Tarot. Oh, I'm getting all choked up. Starting this Sunday, October 26th. You can find that class under courses and programs on my website, tarotunicornsandcoffee.com. If you're interested in taking that class with me, yours truly. Very informative, very in-depth class over the minor arcana. That will be the 4 suits. We take 1 week for each suit. As we move through the minor arcana, talking about each card's meaning, but not only each card's meaning, its associations with the elements, with the zodiac, and also all of the symbology included in the card. Did you ever want to know what clouds mean or why the sky is yellow in certain cards? Or we talk about all the symbols. So make sure you check that out on my website. And let's wrap it up with an oracle card from Witches and Wisdom. Let's stay with that October theme, witches. And the card that we have pulled is Witches, Cottage, Security. Witches, Cottage, Security. Security, root chakra. This is what's coming to me before I'm looking in the book. Root chakra, but that idea of coziness, that idea of the stability you have been seeking. And look how it's out in nature. Maybe that's pointing to we had what we needed when we came in. Maybe that's pointing to getting back in touch with nature. Maybe that's pointing to, at the very least, watching a National Geographic episode, at the very least, and getting back in tune with nature. How can I listen more to nature? How can I maybe pick a cycle to line up with, a moon cycle, or it's fall. Maybe you want to do some letting go, some shedding like the trees are doing. How can you sync back up with nature? Security. Security? That's how it's usually said when I'm around. Security? That Valorie chick is back again. All right, let's go to Witch's Cottage. Having a hard time finding that in this one. Witch's Cottage, Security. Here's the little incantation, I suppose this would be that. Within the forest dark and deep is a dwelling yours to keep. Safe within your home you'll be, assisted by security. The magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be, there it is done. The witch's wisdom, insecurities and a lack of self-confidence have a habit of manifesting. We talked about this last week. Are you manifesting the lack of what you want, or are you manifesting what you want? Because you're always manifesting. Are you manifesting insecurities and a lack of self-confidence? Feeling like an outsider makes it difficult to be positive and fit in. So right now, instead of being on the outside looking in, you have been given the key to let yourself into the witch's cottage for a while, where you will find all you need to become strong enough to deal with everything that is hurled at you. Explore every room and discover what it is that you feel you are good at and what you feel most comfortable with. You may find that it is a kitchen filled with herbs, or the warmth of the hearth where you feel most at home. As you investigate, you will discover the right tools and meet friends and familiars along the way for you to choose from and work with until you feel strong enough and ready to re-engage with security as your supporter into the bold and confident witch you really are. Here's the witch's foresight, or some things you might take into consideration for this week ahead. Let others in instead of shutting them out. You are protected, supported, and safe. Maybe put your hand over your heart and say that to yourself. Anytime you feel anxious, anytime you feel worried, anytime you feel a lack of that focus and that clarity that we talked about with the Knight of Swords, anytime you need a little help, calm your nervous system first. Get yourself into rest where you can see clearly, where you're not anxious. Put your hand over your heart and say, where's my phrase? I said all of that and then I forgot my phrase. Where's my phrase? Here it is. I am protected, supported, and safe. That took me a while to find it, y'all. I am protected, I am supported, I am safe. One more time. I am protected, I am supported, I am safe. Trust in the divine outcome. Recognize your strengths and talents. A new home awaits. Rediscover your likes and dislikes, and don't try too hard to fit in, are some of the phrases, some of the advice that Spirit is giving us this week. Within the witch's cottage, you will find all you need to change and transform your life. Here you will find magic as the cottage, hearth, or kitchen witch finds and transforms the mundane into the sacred. A kitchen altar with a corn dolly, spells, recipes, herbs, living plants, comforting foods, family, and daily needs are all part of living magically day to day. I like that. You know what I'm getting from that, aside from the things that we've already talked about, is the idea that nowhere in that guidance about security did it say check your bank account, because that is not the true source of our security. It didn't say make sure you have a solid 401k. It didn't say anything about investments. It didn't say anything about anything monetary or physical in this world. Security, our security comes from the divine. So if you are feeling unstable for whatever reason in the ways that we humans have constructed to reflect our security back to us, such as you might be feeling unstable with your career path or your home life or whatever it is, can you look beyond that thing that is causing you to think you are unstable and instead look to the source of true stability, which is spirit, which is source, and sit and just allow that sense of true stability to come in, to fortify, to open up your root chakra, to get you feeling rooted and stable as you move forward into this week. Because I do believe that's what's being called for. Find your true sense of stability, root into that this week. And then also, you're being asked to move into action. So it makes sense if we're being asked to move into action in that rapid action with the focus needed, that we also make sure we're pretty grounded this week. So we're not just flying off in any which direction, so that we have a sense of purpose, grounded, stability as we move forward. All right, that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe, and I'll